Everyone, it's Alexander, one of your hosts for Brews, and Laughs.
And I'm Colin. How are you guys doing? How are you doing?
We hanging out. We just did a fun thing today, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
We did. It's been quite a while since we've done a recording. It's been 2 weeks now.
We skipped Father's Day weekend for obvious reasons. So,
and then we just had conflicting plans the next weekend. So,
but to anyone out there, happy belated Father's Day.
Yes. Unless you're a shite father, in which case, go fuck yourself. Tell your kid that you love them. And if you don't have a father figure in your life, you are loved. We are proud of you.
Cool, that works. Yeah. Well, there's no point in beating around the bush. We're going to get right into drinking. So
it's still...
ha, 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 ha.
I saw it still lit up. I was like, wait, no.
Shit happens.
Whatever.
We're doing this on live.
Yeah, it's fine.
One take, one try.
It is the first take this time, so I can't give you shit for that. So
yeah, I'm rusty. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, so.
But I think it's time to start drinking, don't you?
Yeah.
So let's go talk libations. Ooey.
So today we're just gonna drink straight whiskey. It's my Kansas City Rieger Co. Whiskey. It's 46% alcohol. It's great. I've had it straight before. The reason we decided to drink it today is because Alex has not tried it straight. He's had it in the old fashioned. We had the old fashioned.
Yeah.
And I think we had one other time when we used this.
It was for the amarettos.
No, because amaretto was.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've had one other time, and he was interested to try the taste of it. And so we recommend doing just a few ice cubes in there. You don't want to water down your whiskey too much. And I actually put these glasses in the freezer. They're not really frosted anymore because we've been sitting here for a minute. But just take your whiskey and just get that beautiful sound.
Glunk.
Glunk. And you just want a one shot, right?
Yeah, you can just give me a light pour. That's good.
And then I'm going to take 2 shots of whiskey.
Glug, 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 glug.
Because, yeah, intelligence is my strong suit. Hannah is going to be sitting this one out today because she doesn't want to drink straight whiskey. I just got whiskey out of my hands, but that's fine.
It's fine. They used it in the Civil War to kill bacteria, so.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just kill the COVID. It's fine. Taking your sniffs of it. It's pretty good.
Smells like whiskey.
It smells pretty good. All right. Cheers.
Links.
It's really smooth, right?
That is a very smooth whiskey.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of a caramel in it.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of caramel taste in it. It's really nice. I don't know if they ship Rieger Co. or where they ship it all, but 100% would recommend it. Anyways.
I'm pretty impressed with that. It's really good.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about what we did today?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we test drove a Tesla.
And by we, he means I drove it because
I just sat in it
because I knew exactly how to use it because I've driven a couple Teslas before, and I showed him the whole things. So my thoughts, I absolutely love Teslas. The Model 3 is a fantastic car. Alex, what are your thoughts on it?
It's very cool. It's definitely a car for nerds because it was created by a giant nerd with a lot of money.
Yep.
The seats are incredibly comfortable, which is I was digging a lot. I liked really comfortable chairs in cars.
Yes.
It's kind of a big deal. And the whole entire autopilot thing is cool. Still, I don't know how I feel about it yet.
So I'll say this. When I first drove a Tesla, I drove the Model 3 Performance the first time. I don't think I used autopilot very much on that. We used it for like a couple minutes, and that was with Charlie. And it was really cool, but they didn't have any of the features. They didn't have navigate. I don't think they had navigate on autopilot yet, or at least I didn't know about it. They didn't have the auto stop for stoplights and stop signs. Mm-hmm. That was one thing I did do is stop signs. Is that it? Yeah, it also auto detect stop signs and will stop at them most of the time.
Most.
Yes. But the first time I did it, I was just like, I don't know how I feel. I'm going to take over, especially because I was going down Ward up there where it does that really wide turn where there's the big drop off. And I'm like, I don't want to crash in a car, let alone a Tesla. So I just kind of took over and I'm like, no. But as I've used it a couple more times, it's so cool. And it's improved significantly since the first time I used it. I know it has. But yeah, like I said, it can do auto stopping at stoplights. Now it'll auto detect stoplights, what color it is, green, yellow, or red.
Yeah.
And it'll stop on that. And it's absolutely insane what technology has come to nowadays. It's so close to full self-driving. And it's very, very close for most purposes. Like a lot of people have said that they can do navigate on autopilot from when they get on the highway to when they get off with zero issues. And that astounds me.
Yeah, it's a cool feature. I'm still iffy on it. But so when we first pull out of the lot, the thing that it immediately smacks you the most is just it makes zero noise.
Yep.
There is zero sound.
There's zero sound, and then you hit the gas or you hit the pedal. You can't say gas anymore. You hit the pedal and you're gone.
The accelerator, yes.
Yeah. You hit the accelerator and it's just
it's immediate
gone.
Power distribution.
Yeah. Especially with the all-wheel drive one that we drove. It has two independent motors that both, especially like I'm sure you probably felt how for just a half a second we kind of lost control just a little bit, and the car is like, nope, I got it. And it kicks it back into control, like cranks down the power for a second, and then the second it feels that the wheels are back or getting grip again, it takes off.
Yeah, it was an experience going from 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds.
4.2 probably.
But
yeah.
Basically it feels like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's insane. I love that when I showed up, they and I actually didn't tell you this yet, but when I showed up, the lady came out with the key card and she's just like, well, you've test driven a couple times, so you don't need any direction, right? I'm like, nope. I'm like, shit, they do have that in their system. They've seen that I've driven the Model 3 Performance, the Model X, the Model 3, oh my gosh, the Model S Performance, which that one, if we ever get a chance to do that, dude, is insane. It will make you black out. It goes that fast. Like I almost blacked out when I drove it. Like I floored it and I felt the blood leave my feet because it's 2.3060. And that's a huge departure from 4.4 that we had today. It's insane. Just like props to Elon and props to Tesla and all the stuff that they've done and all the engineers that worked on it. It's such an amazing car. Like from the engineering perspective, obviously people have had issues with quality control for the outsides of it, like the tolerances that they're supposed to have as far as like door panels and stuff like that. But that's improved. That's gotten so. Yes, I am a Tesla fanboy, but I will accept like people's criticism of it. Like I understand that like it's not for everyone. Like some people like the noise of the car. Some people like having full control of the car and everything. So I get it.
But yeah, I don't hate the car. I think it's a very, very cool car. There's a lot of features in there that it has that I like. I think are very, very unique and are definitely pushing things forward.
Yes.
But I'm still just kind of looking at like, I don't know if it's really the future of all vehicles.
Yeah.
And the whole ecological argument for it doesn't really have validity because number one, the batteries are toxic as fuck.
Yes.
They can't be recycled or anything.
However, once they're made, they last forever.
They last a very, very, very long time. Yes.
Like they had the first Tesla hit 100,000 miles a couple years ago, and they tested the real world range, and it only decreased by about 7%.
which is really good. But and then you have to look at, okay, where are you getting electricity from? Most of the power is still coming from coal plants, so you're still burning coal to get the electricity.
There are a lot of Tesla superchargers though nowadays that actually have solar panels on the top of them and have giant, Tesla batteries that use that to charge instead of directly from the mains power to make it cleaner. Obviously, yeah, if you just go to like across the street at, the grocery store over there, the little plugs that they have, those are obviously coming straight from Evergy, but
yeah,
there's a lot of them nowadays that are a lot greener than they, did she make a funny face at me?
Cleaner. No, she's buried deep in her sweat, probably on Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Trying to pay off her debt.
Yep. So she, doesn't get her knees broken by Tom Nook. I'm gonna bug off right now. Oh my gosh. But the fact that they've brought, like, the thing that astounds me is, like, a few years ago when, like, earlier on when Tesla didn't even have the Model 3, the speed at which it took for a battery to charge was still fast, but it still took like over an hour to do. And they've reduced that now down to like 20, 25 minutes if you're going from like 20 to 80% on a supercharger. And that's insane because Tesla's very smart about where they put their superchargers. They don't put them just in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
They put them next to restaurants. They put them next to fast food joints. They put them next to places that you could go and eat. And by the time you come back, your car is charged. And that's brilliant because if it was like a gas station where there's just one in the middle of nowhere, then you're kind of just stuck sitting there in your car. And even then, I didn't show you this, but they have Tesla Arcade where they have like beach buggy racing where you physically use your steering wheel as the controller. Oh. Like to control around, you actually turn it. And it still moves the wheels and everything. And it's crazy. And you use the accelerator to go forward and hit the brake pedal to stop. And it's the possibilities with a car that's controlled so much by a computer. One, some people would be like, that's a little scary because if something breaks, then it really breaks.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, that makes it so much easier to improve. So if they're like, oh, so we found this way to, holy shit, your phone just scared the crap out of me.
I was pretty sure it was on silent, but I guess not.
What a nerd.
Lying bitch.
So like if they, like what they've been doing this in the last year or so, every time they find a way to make the energy delivery to the motors more efficient, they just push an over-the-air software update. They're like, hey, you have a software update. You hit update, and it brings your 0 to 60s like time down by like 0.2 seconds for free. And there's no other car out there that can say, I can get more speed just randomly.
Yeah.
For no reason at all. Like, oh, this car is fast. And they're like, hey, you want 0.2 seconds faster? Like, yeah, sure. Do you want all these new features? Sure. How much it cost me? Nothing. Like, that's insane. And going off of that, on the one that we drove today is we drove the long range all-wheel drive. If you want your car to be faster, you pay $2,000, and that will bring your speed, your 0 to 60 speed down from 4.4 seconds to 3.9 to 3.8, guaranteed. It's not like where you could mod your 1998 Honda Civic for $5,000 and it might bring the 0 to 60 seconds speed down from 7.2 to 7.0. Maybe. It's like you put this money down, it is guaranteed to get you faster speed. And that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a little nuts.
I'm sounding very like preachy as a Tesla fanboy right now, and I'm trying not to. But I geek out about this stuff so much because I just think it's so fucking cool that they can do this kind of stuff now. Like 10 years ago, a car controlled completely by almost completely by a touchscreen in the middle of the screen, or in the middle of the center console, it would have been insane. Everyone would have been like, what if this breaks? What if this breaks? This, and this.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, I don't think any Tesla has ever like had the software crash while somebody is driving. And even then, what's really cool is they still have a hardwired from the gas pedal to the wheels. So if your center screen dies, it just restarts and you can still keep driving. You won't see your speed, but you can still hear, like you'll turn on your blinker, you'll still hear the blinker will still come on and everything. It just won't give you autopilot. It won't give you like your center screen stuff. Like obviously I think your air will turn off, but the fact that they're able to do that, I think is crazy. And that not only did Elon like make a really cool car that can do a lot of really cool things, the popularity of Tesla has caused the industry to make a complete like left turn.
Yeah.
And been like, okay, maybe electric cars are what people want. Maybe they do want these. And then like Audi came out with one. Volkswagen came out with one. Ford came out with one.
Just about almost every major manufacturer has a electric powered vehicle.
Yeah. And it's made this huge shift from the last 5 years of just electric cars.
What I think is the interesting competitor to the electric car scene is the hydrogen fuel cell vehicles.
Yes.
Because they get the same pretty much instant power, pretty much about the same range as an electric vehicle. But you don't have to worry about now burning fossil fuels potentially to get your electric power. Because if you install any of those, usually those chargers in your house, Tesla superchargers, those are running off of your main power, which is generally coming from a coal plant. Yeah, more than likely,
unless you're in England and then you have like the whole country powered by renewables.
And so, and it's funny you bring that up because I can't remember which manufacturer does it. So they have a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle, and at that wind farm out there in the UK that's in the ocean, they crack the hydrogen right there at the source. And then just load it up into a truck and drive it off. And they just go straight to a gas station. Like it's like a normal gas station that you'd find, but it's got hydrogen pumps. And you just do exactly what you do with gasoline, but with hydrogen. It's the same idea. So you don't really have to completely change your entire routine with the vehicle. And it's still cleaner. It offers the same range, pretty close to the same performance. But now it just comes down to, okay, do I want a battery operated car or do I want a car that's powered off of hydrogen? Now, you might be thinking hydrogen, Hindenburg. Yeah, well, it's not a fucking Zeppelin blimp. All right, so I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah, and the Zeppelin actually had a lot of structural issues. Like, for instance, the reason that caused the whole explosion was because the beams and everything were rubbing up against each other and making sparks. Which obviously, with something that big, you're gonna have stuff moving around.
Not to mention that the canvas was highly flammable.
Yeah. They didn't really think it through. They were just like, this works. We can make money off of this. Let's fucking make it. Which unfortunately is how a decent amount of the industry works with a lot of things.
Yeah, well, that's a different conversation for another day.
Yeah. We're not going to get.
But again, so then that comes back to, again, do you want a battery-powered car or a hydrogen-powered car? You can have... I think the benefit with a Tesla is actually the amount of space you get in your vehicle now.
Yes.
Because you have your frunk, which I can't believe that's what it's called. And
front trunk. You can call it a front truck. You don't have to call it a frunk if you don't want to.
The storage space underneath the bonnet or the hood, whichever way you want to describe it. I watched a lot of Top Gear.
Bonnet.
And you get a lot of space in there, which is definitely nice. I think that is an upside for Tesla is as a sedan style vehicle, they're still pretty practical. You can fit a lot of crap in them.
Yeah.
Now you're not hauling trailers and shit.
I mean, you can
until Cybertruck.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that with the Model X. I mean, obviously it brings down the range significantly, but yeah.
So yeah. But speaking of Cybertruck, I'm not a fan.
See, neither is she. She doesn't think it's cool. I think the design is super fucking cool because it looks straight out of the future, and it kind of is. despite, the glass shattering on stage, he got a little too cocky on that one, in my opinion. But the fact that they're now making tri-motor, like a giant freaking pickup truck goes 0 to 60 in like 2.4 seconds. That's the kind of shit that you get when you mod your like F-150 with giant freaking stacks on the back, and you're at a freaking drag strip and you hit it and your car goes like this and like flips up.
Well, to me, it looks like he played Halo Combat Evolved and was just like, and just plucked the asset out of the game and threw it into a fucking CAD program.
He probably did.
Just went parent, and that's what came out.
Let's be honest, he probably did. But the fact that like something like that could be in a video game and now it's in real life.
Now, if he had people like some dude on the back in Spartan armor, straight out of, and he like went to
mounted turret
and was like, "Yo, I'd like to borrow your license, please. Can I put Halo Spartans on a fucking Tesla pickup truck?" Sure, why not?
Just put a mounted turret in the top.
Yeah, just put a fucking 50 Gatling on there. That's cool. Even though it's not a 50 caliber gun, but
I'm also excited about the Cyber Quad because I think that's pretty cool.
Huh?
They made an electric powered quad that goes with the Cybertruck. Like literally, there's a ramp for the back of the Cybertruck that you pull it out and put it down, and the car kind of sits down. It sits down a little bit, so it's easier to go up. You drive it up there and can plug it in the back of the truck to charge. You got to admit that's really freaking cool, though. That's a really smart idea.
No, I mean, I'll give him that. Yeah, I can't help it. Sorry, side tangent. Why is there toilet paper in the studio?
I don't have space in my closet. I'm sorry. I just bought it. Leave me alone. How rude.
Desperate times, man.
Hey, I'm just happy that they have toilet paper in stock again. That's not the shitty little Scott's, like the 1,000 sheet roll where it's one fucking ply.
Oh, yeah. No,
when you go to wipe and you're just like...
That's what we have right now is one ply.
Yeah, where it goes through. Fitz? What?
This is a horrible time, but I'm going to bring him in.
Oh, my God.
What's up, bud?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just on my way home from work.
You're on the show right now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We're recording the podcast.
Cool.
First
What you guys
unexpected.
drinking?
We're just doing whiskey.
Jay Rieger.
So, yeah, first unofficial guest. Randomly just happens.
It's Fitz, ladies and gentlemen.
Sweet, bro.
Yeah, for those of you listening, this is my close friend Alex from high school. So
Yes, it's Alex and Alex. That is a thing.
I'm the real Alex.
yes, as in his name is actually legitimately Alex on his birth certificate. Mine is not.
Yours is Alexander.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Fitz, basically your parents got lazy and they just went with Alex. They're like, I don't know how to spell Alexander. I'm just gonna write Alex.
Yeah, well, see, like, they grew up in their bullshit time where everybody was like, oh my god, no, my name's too long. Don't call me Jennifer. My name's Jenny. Like, that's... So, yeah, my name got shortened down to Alex.
Fair enough. I mean, I just think this is really cool.
My name was Alexander. I'd actually go by Alexander.
I do most of the time, but most people just end up calling me Alex.
Yeah. Because they're not going to...
If my name was Alexander, I'd be the kind of guy who like sits in a leather chair and like looks down on everybody like, hello, peasants. You think my middle name was like Bartholomew or
Bartholomew?
Yes.
Bartholomew.
Yes, my name is Alexander Bartholomew.
Well, mate, while we have you on the line, we test drove the
long range all wheel drive Tesla Model 3 today.
And so let's just hear you say, I want a one word answer from you for this. What's your opinion on Teslas?
a Jeep guy.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't really get any thrill out of, super fast cars or, trucks or anything like that. I like Jeeps. If it don't climb rocks, I don't want it.
Yeah. If it can't climb rocks, I don't want it.
Fair enough. So you want what are your opinions on the Cybertruck?
Now I've seen a few things on it, and like, it looks weird. That's for sure. It's gonna be bulletproof, so that's kind of cool, I guess. But I'll have to see when it's actually like commercially made. Well,
because what I was telling Colin is I'm like it looks like he was playing Halo Combat Evolved and just went haha and just like ripped the acid out, threw it into CAD and just clicked print.
Yeah, I can only assume that he's tripping when he makes or when he starts designing cars and shit.
I'm
like,
sure. I mean, yeah.
He has some of the wildest designs. They're cool as fuck, but I can't remember what Tesla it is, but one of them was like so quiet that they had to add speakers or microphones on the outside of the car to pick up road noise to play inside the car so it didn't freak you out when you're driving.
That was the Model 3. Like,
yeah.
When I was,
what the hell?
Like when we were backing up today, I pointed it out to him that like he heard it makes it kind of a little like it sounds futuristic, which is super cool. And it makes that noise when you're backing up so people know you're backing up because it's so quiet. But
it should just say stick your head out the window and yell.
Yeah.
You can be your own sensor.
Yep. Beep, 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 beep.
Just roll down your window and yell at people.
I'm backing up. Hey, fuckface, move.
Big on for me. I'm driving a Tesla. Back off.
Yeah. Like, oi, cunt.
Oh, can we say that on here? Well, we just did, so fuck it.
Move. Do you think I care? I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Pepsi bottle, Coca-Cola glass.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a damn.
That's a dead meme. Let it die.
No. I would love to see if that kid has like skinnied down severely and is now jacked. Like, I think that'd be really funny. I think it'd be funny.
Sure. So May, anything interesting work wise? Do you have a good tale to tell?
No. So I'm elite, and pretty much like an entire crew of people got put on a 2-week quarantine because one person in the crew got the coronavirus. So the entire crew was off.
Yeah.
That means that all of the planning for it went to our super. Like you have to plan out, what you're doing 2 weeks in advance so that you don't have to worry about, something coming up going surprise, right?
Yeah.
So you plan everything out, get your materials set, look at your plans, figure out how you're going to tackle stuff, go look at it. Well, all of that pre-planning went to the super. The super said no and gave it to my foreman. My foreman thought he'd go on vacation. So who does the planning fall to? Fucking me.
Fun.
Well,
exciting times.
Yeah, so I've been playing office jockey for most of the day, trying to figure out how to read plans that I've never used before. Like, oh, cool. The fuck's an HWAP?
Well,
oh, Google.
Oh,
like,
Google.
it's everything's terrible. Everything's awful.
Oh, Google, my asshole friend that loves to eat my system's RAM.
Oh.
You open Google and it just like kicks down your door, just pointing a fucking Glock at your head and just says, give me your RAM.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I've been playing a role that I have not prepared to.
Fair enough. That sucks.
Yeah, did I mention that my entire crew is gone? So, 3 of the people on our crew got sent over to do the work that the other crew that's on 2 weeks quarantine was supposed to be doing. So they're doing their job. One of our guys just went on his long weekend, which we take every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't, but whatever. The final guy has been having heart problems, and so he just took off until the 8th.
Well,
My fucking foreman was just like, oh, I've got problems to deal with, and then he fucked off. So I don't know what his deal is. I don't know where he went, but I am like the last guy. It's just me.
Well, that fucking sucks.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm not prepared to do this. What's even worse, it's like, hey, why aren't we getting anything done? I'm like, maybe it's because there's nobody to do it. I don't.
They just expect you to do everything.
hey man, so how are things
Yeah,
going?
so finally today I was told, yeah, you can pull people from other crews. And I was like, what?
What a novel idea.
How was I supposed to know this? I'm not a foreman. Yeah, so that's what I've been dealing with.
Fun.
Yeah. Oh, also the fact that everybody there is mentally disabled because, so we've got these holes in the floor that stuff is supposed to come through and gear's going to sit on top of it.
Yeah.
Well, they messed up and made those holes twice as large as they should be,
Oh,
and they put them in the wrong spot.
Oh,
good job.
It's like, hey, you guys did fantastic work, except for everything you did as well. So, and there are holes in the floor, so they're like, well, either we can fix it or you can work around it, and we don't want to fix it. So,
What a bunch of lazy
I'll take
fucks.
care of this too. Sure, why not? Yeah, I was 20 days ahead of schedule before all this happened. Now I'm about a week behind.
jeez.
And counting.
And counting.
Yeah, I don't have any guys, so I can't do any work. Anyway, how are your guys' days going?
Good.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was fun. We Colin was driving the Tesla and just every so often was like, "You ready?" I was like, "For what?" 3, 2, 1, bram! Like it
Smacks his head.
Oh yeah, no, there was a couple of times where he would just go, accelerate, 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 and and I didn't have my head leaned back up against the headrest, so my head was just bouncing off the back of the fucking headrest. Like he was trying to give me fucking whiplash, like it was a fucking roller coaster, like one of those air propelled coasters.
Yeah.
Keep your head placed on the back firmly.
Firmly place it.
There was so I remember I rode one of those one time, and God, I was in middle school at the time because we went to St. Louis for like a band thing. Yes, I was a band kid. So we got to like go to the park after the whole event thing happened and do all the rides, and we were riding the Mr. Freeze. That's what it was. And so it launches you out backwards. So
your head flies forward.
Oh, no. It doesn't matter which direction you go because then there's an incline that goes up. So your head just goes wham if you're not expecting it. So I watched one of the girls in my class get inside the coaster, just sitting there. Everyone else's head is back, flush up against the headrest. She's just like, what? Wham. And that coaster just bolts out of there at like 60 miles an hour.
Jeez.
And yeah, she got whiplashed good.
Oh.
There's in Colorado, they have Elitch Gardens, which used to be a member of Six Flags, but it's not anymore.
Yeah.
And they had this ride on there called the Mind Eraser. And if you live in Kansas, or Missouri, I guess, think the Patriot and Worlds of Fun,
Yeah.
but like bumpier.
Bumpier.
And so you have these two pillars right next to your head that are kind of foamy. I don't
Yeah, because it's an inverted coaster. Yeah. No wonder it's called the Mind Eraser.
The one behind you. And as you're going through it, you start bouncing your head off of everything. I'm pretty sure they call it the Mind Eraser because you have amnesia by the time you get out of it.
So it's your head. Your head is the square ball in a game of Pong from Atari.
Where am I?
Bum, bum, bum. Surprise!
If it was on crack.
If it was on crack, you black out halfway through the coaster. Just from you just get a TBI from the coaster.
And it's mixed up too because they let young kids get on this, so it's like their necks aren't strong enough to fucking hold their head back. They just bounce their heads off everything.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
That's the ride that you take them on after they've been annoying you for the past 2 hours. You're like, hey,
it's the ride that you take your kids on when you're pissed at them.
Yeah, your wife's like, what do you think, baby aspirin? You're like, no, the Mind Eraser.
The Mind Eraser.
Oh my god. Beautiful.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, because Fitz, so the coolest thing now about the Tesla is that they've added an auto stop for both stop signs and stoplights. So when you're on autopilot, it'll automatically stop for a stop sign or a stoplight if it's red. So
let me get this straight. It had autopilot before. It just didn't know to stop at stoplights and stop signs.
Well, they had to program it.
Autopilot. That's suicide, damn it.
Well, it doesn't do that on its own. It'll still stop for a stoplight if there's a car in front of you that's stopped, but nowadays it actually looks at the stoplights and it reads whether it's green, yellow, or red and will actually stop.
Pardonde. Scusi.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid, honestly.
Well,
the fact that it didn't do that before. I don't know. Honestly, I like everything manual. I mean, I've got a roll up when, like, you have a crank for your windows.
Fair enough.
I mean, everything on my Jeep is bolt on, okay? Like, I can pop my hinges and take my doors off, no problem. I mean, it's a Jeep, obviously. I mean,
yeah. That was something that I thought was really.
I've got mirrors in case I roll. Like, everything is just everything in manual.
This was something about the Tesla that I didn't know about that I think is retarded. Pardon me for saying retarded, but it is. It's just retarded.
Not if you're looking for the button.
There is a button that's an electrical button to release the door latch. However, there's a manual release as well, which evidently you're not supposed to do because it damages the fucking mechanism.
Well, you're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to do it all the time. It damages the the electrical part of it that is supposed to open the door and pop it.
And that's fucking dumb.
Well,
I'm sorry. Can you hold up? Play that by me again, would you?
Yes. So there are two ways to open the door on it, right? You have the electrical switch that
you have the latch, the door latch, right?
You have a button that you press it and it unlatches the door and pops it open a little bit, and then you push it past there. And that's what you're supposed to use all the time. The reason it has that secondary latch is in the off chance that your battery dies or you roll over and the door won't open, so you can manually release that and open the door.
But you can't just use the manual release all the time.
You can, but they frown upon it. They're like, I wouldn't, so.
Because it was the first thing I reached for. I'm like, well, that looks like a button to roll the window down. So I assumed that that's what it did. Because that makes sense.
We've been using the same latch system to open up doors since there have been cars, period.
Times are changing, old man.
So why in the hell would they change it and not, like, I don't know, put like a label on it or, just take out the regular latch and
Because if they got rid of the regular latch and your battery died, then you'd be trapped in the car.
Yeah, well, if your battery died, well, okay. The fact that you have to open your door using an electrical system to begin with is stupid. Because if that breaks, that's going to be very expensive.
Not really. It's covered under warranty, and their warranty is ridiculous.
Any electrical system, I mean, somebody's going to pay for it. Any electrical system that you have to fix in a car is stupidly ridiculous.
Yeah.
Stupidly, ridiculously expensive. That's what I meant to say.
Stupidly ridiculous.
Stupidly ridiculous.
That's why I like my Jeep, because I know how to fix most things that happen to this Jeep.
Yeah. It's still the benefit to having a vehicle that doesn't have a lot of electrical components to it. Like
for example, do you know how my steering works?
It's a fucking column that connects to the drive shaft and moves the fucking shit.
Well, I mean, what powers it, right? It's hydraulic.
Layman's terms.
Yeah, I've got a liquid pump that allows me to turn my wheel easier. It's what makes everything work. Yours is electric. Do you know what happens if something happens and my power steering goes out?
Well, I mean, you can
still turn my car. I can still steer my car.
Yeah.
If an electric car, if something happens and your power steering goes out, you are fucked.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
So, but that's
that's my little tirade on why I hate cars that use purely electric to do stuff.
For the record, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point out the fact that he is younger than I am, and he has the point of views of like a 70-year-old man.
All you damn kids and your electricity and shit.
You damn kids.
Pretty much.
Electricity and shit.
I'm also an electrician, so.
Yeah.
You damn kids and your electricity that I installed, fuckers.
Yes, I just put in 1 unit of electricity. It works now, guys.
It's just one. You just run one fucking outlet and that's it.
Not even a 20 amp. It's just a 15 amp.
Just 115
amp.
amp.
You got against 15 amp, huh?
Well, considering I work with copiers and some of our big copiers require a 20 amp outlet and a 20 amp breaker, that it's a good 50-50 shot whether or not the customer has that installed. It's pretty fucking annoying.
Yeah, and you think that's our fault? Okay.
No, it's not your fault. It's the customer's fault for not filling out the damn survey that says whether or not they have the outlet there. So then I show up and I'm like, hey, so do you guys have a 20 amp? And they're like, what's that? I'm like, so you don't then. Cool.
So you don't.
Call an electrician and hope and pray to God that your breaker box already has a 20 amp breaker there.
Yeah.
That's my rant.
Any office building, sure. I mean, I've never done an office that hasn't had a 20 amp somewhere in there. I would just be more worried that you have a 20 amp, but power is being drawn on by something else, and you go and put your the printer in there, and it either melts the wire or
fair
pops the breaker.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's as quoted by someone, I don't remember who said it. It might have, or no, it was Ben's fiance. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Said, you do the IT work that nobody else wants to do. I was like, damn straight. I do the shit that, like, if you don't, you can't just get your regular IT. I'm specialized.
Well, the way I see it, if it was fun to do, you wouldn't be paid as much.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean,
and that's why I make a fuck ton of money.
Yep.
Because it's not fun.
Speaking of that, do you want to sponsor this episode?
You should see how many new cuts and shit I have all over my arms, dude.
You were always just covered in lacerations. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's because the people who prefab some of this shit don't file it long.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got these burrs and shit, and rub your arm on it, and then next thing you know, you're like, my arm's warm. And you look down and there's fucking blood going down. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh, my arm's kind of warm. That's kind of weird. Oh, fuck.
Oh shit. Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh, ruh-roh.
Oh, dear.
Well, at least it's just your arm and not your fucking artery in your leg.
Well, yeah, no, you're just like, okay, well, just don't bleed on the finished product.
Don't bleed on the finished product.
Yeah, welcome to the restaurant.
Welcome to this industry.
Welcome to the restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, so speaking of cutting myself, not due to emotional reasons, no, but so like when I worked in restaurants, just you always have a lot of just, sheet steel countertops because they're cheap and they're easy to keep clean. And it's just folded sheet steel. And so the undersides of that shit are just sharp as fuck. They're not, they're not beveled. They're not sanded down, nothing. So it's just fucking razor blades under there. And I always had so many cuts all over just my fingers and hands and shit from those fucking countertops.
Ow. That hurts.
Or yeah, I remember one time, I cut all the way up my forearm because I had to like reach back to grab a can of something on a lower shelf and just for whatever reason just managed to fucking just graze the top of my arm on the lip of the countertop. Just cut all the way down. And it was minor, like a really, really minor laceration, nothing major. Like I didn't have to go get stitches or anything, but I was just like, motherfucker.
Fair enough.
Fucking countertop. A rant about fucking countertops is not something I was going to talk about today, but
whatever.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
But my brain is out of topics now.
Yeah. I'm more just sitting here just like, so Fitz is just sitting on the phone just like, hey guys, I'm here too.
Like Canada?
Hey, Canada shut us out, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is fair.
But with that, I think that that wraps this episode up, in my opinion.
At 48 minutes.
I got nothing else to talk about. I don't really have anything else to say.
Fair enough.
On any of the subjects that we were going to cover. I have regurgitated everything I wanted to say.
Fair enough.
So,
well, thanks for being here, Fitz.
It was our, I think he died. It happens. So I'll just text him later. I'm just going to hang up right now.
I think he's going to call back like, what the fuck, dude?
Like, oi, cunt.
Oi, cunt.
Why'd you hang up on me, you asshole?
Oh.
But with that, I think that concludes this episode. So again, thanks to my buddy Alex for just randomly calling in the middle of the episode. I didn't even tell me we were recording.
That was perfect.
So fun times. But with that being said, I'm Alexander.
I'm Colin.
We're your hosts for Bitters, Brews, and Laughs. We hope to see you back here next week for another episode. Until then, cheers, everybody.